Hi, my name is Prabha Parik. In this video, I will be talking about my capstone project, Northwind Sales Analysis. This presentation divided into 5 sections: objective, diagram, Power BI solutions, EDA solution, and conclusion. Now, let's start with objective. The objective of this project is to get some actionable insights through SQL, EDA, and Power BI. The specific objectives will be like customer insight, supplier analysis, product performance, order efficiency, category popularity. Now, move on to the next slide. diagram. In this data set, we are provided with the tables, each for the products, order detail, orders, employees, shippers, customers, categories, and supplier. This is the diagram showing the relationship between each entities, and also from this diagram we can say that all the tables are interconnected. Now, in the next slide, I will walk you through the Power BI solution which I have created. This is my home page of Power BI dashboard, which contain the navigation for all other dashboards like customer analysis, order analysis, employee analysis, product analysis, and supplier analysis. Now, moving on to the customer analysis. This is my dashboard for customer analysis, which contain two slicer, country and year, and all the other three visualization shows the customer analysis. Now, moving on to the first question of customer analysis. How does customer distribution vary across different regions or customer segment? So for this question, I have created map chart which shows that USA, France, and Germany has maximum number of customers. Meanwhile, the other countries like Ireland, Poland, and Norway exhibits very low number of customers, which indicates that a smaller market share in the regions. So now moving on to the second question of customer analysis. The second question is, what is the trend in customer acquisition over the time? So for this graph, I have created a line area chart which shows that from October 1994 to April 1996, there is a drastic increase in customer acquisition, and also there is a dip after April 1996, and this is just because of the incomplete data which we can neglect. Now, moving on to the third question of customer analysis. Can we visualize the distribution of customer demographics such as age, gender, or income? Yeah, for this one, I have created a pie chart among order amount by the customer title. So from this pie chart, we are observing that the more than 50% of the sales is generated by the customer titles, generated by the sales manager, sales representative, and accounting manager. So we can conclude that the high revenue generating are from these customer titles. Now, this slide is about the order analysis, which contain year, ship via, and the three visualization which we have been asked in the question. Now, for the first question of order analysis is, how does order volume changes over time? So for this one, from the year October 1994 to April 1996, we can neglect the May month because of the incomplete data. There is a drastic increase in number of orders over the time, so which just give us the upward trend of the order volume over the period of time. Now, my next question is, what is the distribution of order values? For this question, I have created histogram chart. So before getting insights into this question, I would like to give the meaning of histogram chart. So histogram chart is basically it used to summarize the discrete or continuous data that are measured on an interval scale. So as we can see from this graph, from the like the first bar of this chart, if we see from the order amount 0 to 200 gives the maximum number of orders, and if we go after like 2.5k, there are a number of orders are decreasing. So we can conclude that the customers are much more comfortable to buy the less amount of orders than going for the more amount of orders. Okay, the next question is, can we visualize the average order processing time or shipping duration? So for this question, I have created a box plot chart, which means that it gives us the mean of all the data set and also provide us the outliers, and also it just provide us the quartile range, that is quartile 1 and quartile 3. So for this one, I have created a average shipping time according to the ship via, and the green dot in the data set gives the data of the years. So from this graph, we can see that the ship via 1 and 2 exhibits the similar amount of shipping time, whereas the ship via 3 exhibits the very less amount of shipping time. So the customers more customers prefer the shipping time, more customer prefers the ship via 3. Now for this is my dashboard for the employee analysis, which contains the one slicer of employee name and three visualization on the employee analysis. So the first question of employee analysis is, how does employee productivity vary across different department or job role? So for this one, I have created a bar chart. So we have only four job roles. These are sales representation, vice president, inside sales, and sales manager. There are more number of employees work in the sales representation, and also the employees in the sales and representation gives generates the more revenue than the other than the employees are in other department. uh, So the second question of employee analysis, what is the distribution of employee tenure? For this, I have created a box plot, which I have explained in the previous questions. Uh, from this box plot, we will be getting the average employee tenure of the company and the maximum of the maximum employee tenure of a particular employee, and the minimum as well. So this green dot gives us the employee names, and this triangular box gives us the average of employee tenure. So the maximum tenure of the employee is 1526 days, and the average is 1082 days. Meanwhile, the annie's tenure is very less, which is nearly to the 500. Now the next question is, can we visualize employee performance rating or KPI? So for this question, I will be taking an employee performance as a orders placed under that employee. So for this one, I have created a radar chart. So in this radar chart, we can visualize that Margaret has generated the maximum number of order. Meanwhile, the Steve has very generated very less number of orders, and also we can get the visualization for other employees as well, if we require. Now, moving on to the product analysis, which contain the product rating, slicer as a product rating, product name, and other three visualizations. So, our first question for product analysis is, what is the distribution of product ratings or reviews? So product rating I have considered as a reorder level of that product. The maximum the reorder level will be, the product rating will be good, maximum for that product. So product rating I have categorized as a 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So notably we can see that the reorder level 30, there are only 7 8 products. And if we go by the zero rating, there are many more products under that zero reorder level, so which we conclude that the product are not reordering. That means the customers are not liking the product which are under the reorder level of 0. Now, the second question of product analysis is, how does the sales volume vary across different product categories? So, for this one, I have created a tree chart under the sales volume across the different product categories. So, I have from this tree chart we can observe that beverages and dairy product gives us the more sales. Meanwhile the grains or cereals or produce gives us the very less amount of sale. So we can conclude that grains and produce are in very less demand, very less demanding products. No, now the last question of product analysis is, can we visualize the pricing distribution of product? So for this one I have created a violin chart which is moreover similar to the box plot, but it does not give us the outlier. So for this one, the dot inside this dark blue one gives us the mean value of all the observation, all the prices, and the line inside this blue is gives us the median value of all the pricing distribution. And the blue, light blue, as moreover the shape of the drop gives us the average of unit price. So this chart I have created for the pricing distribution of products. Now the supplier analysis. So this is my dashboard for supplier analysis, which contains the slicer as a company name and the other three visualization for supplier analysis. First question of supplier analysis is, what is the distribution of supplier ratings or performance metrics? For this one, I have created a bar chart which shows the supplier performance as a order amount. That means the which supplier generates the maximum number of order amount. So from this chart, we observe that the supply with the supplier ID 12, 28, and 18 generates the maximum number of order amount. So that means the sub so these suppliers gives us the shipping, very less shipping time, or we can say the shipping is on time and the products are of good quality. Yeah, the next question is, how does the cost or pricing structure vary across different suppliers? So for this question, I have created a bar chart in which it shows that the product pricing across different suppliers. So suppliers are on the y-axis, and the product pricing that will we have taken as average of product unit price we have taken on x-axis. So the top product is like ox, we have taken, we can see the average unit price of 141, which this is the outlier of the average of unit price, which is the maximum, which has the maximum maximum product unit price among all the suppliers. And meanwhile the last one, which has a average product unit price of 5, has the minimum unit price among all the suppliers. Now the last question of Power BI is, can we visualize the geographical distribution of supplier? So for this one I have created a map chart to better visualization. So for this graph, we can see the company name, company name represent the supplier and according to their countries. So from this graph we can see that the United States has the highest number of suppliers. Meanwhile the Spain, Brazil, Finland has only one supplier in the country, which represents that there may be the very less number of customers in these countries, so we need to market this one. So this ends my Power BI solutions for the some questions. Now moving forward to the EDA solutions. Now for the EDA solution, what I have done is I have created a MySQL query and then downloaded that data set obtained from the query, and then done the visualization on the top of that, on the top of it. Now the first question of EDA is, what are the key factors influencing customer retention or loyalty based on the dataset? For this, the MySQL query is contact name and count order ID from the orders and customer table. The count order ID I have taken as a loyalty of the customer. So the data set obtained from the query, I have visualized it using the bar chart. So the this graph is the number of orders by customer, which shows that the customer, the top 3 customers are in the starting of this chart, which has the order count is nearly 30 to 30, it's like that. And we will the consideration is, as the customer who have the more than 10 orders are considered as a loyal customer. Now moving on to the second question, how do customer preferences vary based on their locations or demographics? Can we explore this through interactive visualization? For this one, I have written a query as ship country, product name, and sum of quantities from order details table, orders, and products. The data set obtained from this query is the ship country, product name, and sum of quantities. Then I have created a pivot table in which I have taken as a product name and quantities, and the ship country as a slicer, so that we will get the insights of the product preferences of the customer according to the ship countries. And for all the different countries I have created a pivot chart, which we will be very much understanding from this visualization of the customer preferences of the products. The third question is, are there any interesting pattern or cluster in customer behavior that can be visualized to identify potential market? So for this one, the SQL query will be like, I have created a CTE in which I have given the product ID and calculated the total sale from multiplication of unit price and quantity minus discount. And then I have calculated as a count of order ID, that means the order numbers. Then to get the data set, I have written the query as category name and the revenue we have obtained from CTE and the number of orders, this also from CTE. So the data set we will get as the category name, revenue and the total orders, and the I have found the average sales per order, so that we will get the more insight of the data set. For this data set, I have created the I have created a combo chart of revenue, product category and total orders. Revenue and product category are on the y axis, and the revenue and total orders are on the y axis, product category on the x axis. So we will get the insights of the beverages and dairy products generates the more revenue, but the meat and produce generates the has the average maximum average sale per order. So we can say that the beverages, dairy product, meat and produce generate are the good source of revenue, good category products of more revenue. Now the next question is, are there any specific product categories or SKUs that contribute significantly to order revenue? Can we identify them through visualization? For this one, again I have created a CTE for the for to find the revenue, and then the data set will be containing as the category name and the total revenue of the category from the products table, categories and the CTE. So for this one I have created a pie chart, so that we will get a better visualization. So from this one we can see that the beverages uh, and dairy product contribute significantly to the order revenue, whereas the grain, cereals and the produce generates very less revenue. Now the next question is, are there any correlation between order size and customer demographics or product category? Can we explore this visually using scatter plot or heat map? So for this one, for SQL query, I have created a CTE for the to find the revenue, and then for the data set, I have created a country. I have taken a country as one entity and another as a total revenue and count of customers. So grouping by the country, we will be getting as a total revenue and customer count. Now plotting a scatter plot graph for the total revenue and customer count, we are visualizing that there is a weak positive correlation between revenue and order count. Moving forward to the next question, how does order frequency vary across different country segment? Can we visualize this using a bar chart or a tree map? For this one, I have taken a data set as in SQL query, category name and count of order IDs, grouping by categories. So from the data set which we are getting from this query, we will be plotting a tree map graph for the order frequency across different segments. So from this one we can from this tree graph we can conclude that beverages and dairy product have the maximum number of orders, which means the order frequency is maximum, whereas the other categories have the less number of order frequencies. Yeah, okay. Now the next question is, are there any correlation between employee satisfaction level and key performance indicator? Can we explore this visually through scatter plot or line chart? So for the employee satisfaction level is the how many days it's been working in this company, he's been working in this company, and the key performance indicator is how many revenue generated under that employee. So for this one, the SQL query is the again I have created a CTE for the revenue, and then for the data set, filtering the data set will be like employee ID and the employee working date, which we will be calculating by the date diff function of the higher date and the last date of the data set. And then we will be taking as a last column of employee sale. So the data set we will be getting as a employee ID, employee working days, and employee sale. So now finding the relationship between correlation between the employee working days and employee sale. After plotting the scatter plot graph, which is being seen in this slide, so this shows that there is no correlation between the employee working days and employee sale. But we can also see that the employee who have worked for 1129 days have achieved the highest number of sale among all the employees. Meanwhile, the employee 1 and 2 who worked for 1496 days and 1396 days did not get that much, did not generated that much revenue as the employee 4 has generated. Now moving on to the next question. How does employee turnover vary across different department or different job roles? Can we visualize this using a bar chart or the heat map? So for this one, again I have created a city for revenue generation, and then for the data set I have taken as the employee ID, the title of the employee, and the revenue. So after plotting a bar chart from the dataset obtained from the above query, we have seen that there are the more number of employees in the sales representation, and also the maximum revenue generated by the employees are from sales representative are from sales representative department only. The next question is, can we identify any pattern or cluster in employee skill sets or qualification through visualization? How can this information be used for talent management? Yeah, for this one, again I have created as a CTE for revenue, and then for data set I have taken as an employee ID and the employee sale, and the third entity I have manually I have created in Excel, that is qualification, the highest qualification of that employee. So from this one I have created a bar chart of the sale and employee ID, which from which we can see that the employee 4, 3, and 1 generates the maximum revenue, but their qualification are BA, BS, and MA, which has no correlation between their qualification. So we can see that there is no pattern or cluster between their employee skill set between their employee skills and their performance. Now the next question is, are there any correlation between product attribute and sales performance? Can we explore this visually using scatter plot or heat map? For this one, again for sales performance we have to create the revenue, so created a CTE, and then for the data set I have taken as the product ID, unit price, and the revenue. So for this one, grouping by the product ID. So the now creating a visualization for the unit price and the total revenue, we can see that there is a one product which has the highest number of unit price, and also which generates maximum revenue. And also from this graph we can see that there is a weak positive correlation between the attributes sales and unit price. The next question is, how does product demand fluctuate over different seasons or months? Can we visualize this through line chart or area chart? So for this one, I have for data set, I have taken as a filtering the data set. I have taken as a order date, sum of quantities from the order details, and joined the orders and grouped by one. So for this one, I have created a line chart and plotted on x-axis. I have taken as taken years, and on y-axis taken as a total quantity. So from this graph, we can see that there is a increase in total quantity over the time, and notably we can see that in 1996, from 1996, there is a drastic increase in total quantity. And also in the last one, in the month of May in 1996, there is a dip in it, just because of the incomplete data. We can completely ignore it. The next question is, can we identify any outlier or anomalies in product performances or sales using visualization? How can this information be used for product optimization? For the data set, again, I have created a revenue from CTE, grouping by product ID. Then for the data set, to create the visualization, I have taken as a product name and revenue. So after creating the visualization, we can see that there is only a one product which is much more higher than the average value of all the average value of all the products of the revenue is is we can see by, in this visualization. And the rest all are the difference between average and the highest is very much. So that product is known as the outlier of the products. So now to for the product optimization, a logical step which involve reevaluating or removing the least selling product from the inventory, uh, that will be our product optimization. Moving on to the next question, next slide. There are any correlation between supplier attribute and performance matrices? Example on time delivery, product quantity. Can we explore this visualization through scatter plot? So for this one, for SQL query, I have taken a CTE in which I have divided the orders into a on time, late, and not delivery, which I have given a condition. You can see in this image. And then for the data set, I have taken as the country and the delivery status. So from this data set, after visualization, we can see that the USA, Germany, and Australia gives us the more percentage of on time delivery than the other countries. But also the Netherlands, we can see that gives us the 100% of online deliveries. So which is just we can give the best supplier ratings in the Netherlands. Moving on to the next question, how does supplier performance vary across different product categories or department? Can we visualize this using stacked bar chart or grouped column chart? Now, for the data set, filtering the data set, we have taken as a category name average of reorder level from the tables products, suppliers, and categories. So we can see that the average reorder level of the product, grain, cereals, and the beverages are more than the other product categories. So this is to be known as the best supplier performance for these product categories. Uh, Moving on to the last question of this EDA, can we identify any trends or pattern in supplier cost or pricing structure through visualization? How can this information be used for procurement optimization? For filtering the data set, where I have selected as a order date, product name, and the unit price. So after we visualize the data, obtained data set, we can see that over the year there is no change in the unit price of the product. So now for the procurement optimization, we have to enhance efficiency and achieve cost saving. Organization should prioritize key incentives such as demand forecasting, continuous performance monitoring, and market research. Yeah, this was our last question of the project. So now mm, Now, moving on to the conclusion, creating these graphs over the given data set helps me to conclude my analysis for identification of strengths, areas of improvement, optimize supplier collaboration, contribution of overall business, and growth and efficiency, and many more we can conclude. So, this is my uh, capstone project for a Northwind Sales analysis. Yeah, thank you.